Well, good morning, everybody. It's a bit crazy here. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of people all over. We've got laptops, we've got cables. I just wish you could see it. We've got cell phones, battery chargers. This is way above our pay.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
We just told Leon he must just sit here.
I'm just sitting.
Sit and don't move. Guys, and the sun is out today. It's a beautiful day. It's the Friday at Chelsea. Our beautiful is behind us, and I think everybody's using the interweb.
Yeah.
No, signal. She's brought. This morning we've got questions and answers with Leon, and we've had quite a few of the same questions. You know, what's been the most asked?
Well, today the most asked.
Today.
The most asked question today is what are we doing once we're finished?
Okay.
And the reason they ask is the bunch.
So any leftover flowers that Leon didn't use, they're over there. I'm een van daai mooi blief. And this is one we have been putting together. So
Yes.
Everything there's a black, and oh my God, we're getting more. Look at that, we're getting more. And some beautiful narines. Anything that was left over, we have been putting bunches together. You'll see the bunches out in the sun on that side.
But what's nice about it is there's no waste.
Absolutely.
Everything is used. And any hidden costs, so it's actually a little bit essential, to be honest. And coffee money.
Leon, because I mean, you've got to hire
A tipper truck
a tipper truck,
for them.
and that's a big thing.
It's a massive thing, yes.
So why they want to know if they can buy flowers is because you know what protests
No. Exactly. Yeah.
And tell us a bit about how the sale works.
Okay. The sale is the most chaotic part of this. So at 3 o'clock, there's a big bell. You know, the war veterans with their beautiful red cloaks, balcony in the front, and then they ring the bell. Once that bell rings for 2 hours, you can buy just about anything at the Chelsea Flower Show. Anything that is not guarded. And that is flowers. And it helps to do that, but we also don't want to waste. We don't want to put it in a skip. This is beautiful. There's none of them that are off. And so all the expats can take them home.
Yeah, lovely.
Yes, and put it in the bar.
I mean, buying bunches.
Yeah.
And thank goodness we actually had a little card made how to look after because and repeat as to as to how to look after them. Yeah.
Well, I think with the build, we've had a few challenges. Some predictable, and some a surprise. So predictable challenges is how we're going to put everything together. How we logistically, how are we going to get everything here at once? And it was challenging, I must be honest. So working with charcoal is a new medium for us. Working out how to glue them or screw them, shoot them together.
The charcoal thing was very funny, guys. Leon contacted a charcoal factory because everybody wants to know, did we bring the charcoal from South Africa?
Yeah.
What do you line that? What's the line item? Broward.
Yeah,
Broward. No, so we couldn't. But here's
the cool.
But Leon had explained to them.
It's actually ash dieback. So they have dieback in the UK, and there's a company, only one company, that actually harvests all the dieback, goes to them and them only, and then they make charcoal, and it's from them that we got this.
And the thing is, it can't be too charcoal because when you try to drill it.
Yeah.
If it's
It
very,
will
very
explode.
it literally just explodes.
So that was quite tricky because now I have to, over the phone from South Africa, explain to the factory that char my wood and big pieces. I can't have small pieces, then I'll still be doing it. And just char it so that I still have a firm center so I can shoot it all together. And that took a few tries because Sham, they really tried to make beautiful pieces, but then they were light as a feather and they just explode.
From morning Rang button, wish I was there. Yes, love's coming through. Amazing to see, huge congratulations. Yeah, Robin, you guys must be so tired. No, this man is exhausted.
Was this bietjie moeg, daar's bietjie sakkies under the eyes, but the adrenaline is still going and it's very exciting to have all the people here, so that keeps us like running. No, it's only for these few days and we're doing all the effort for the show and doing this whole thing, and this is the nice part. So you must take a few cappuccinos and then it's all good.
And the amount of visitors from home, guys, amount of visitors that have just come through. I think this morning I've had four cries already.
Yeah, there's more Afrikaans here than in Rustenburg.
Yeah, you cry a lot here. Lots of tears, lots of hoping and wishing they were back home. And the smell of the charcoal.
That's the one thing.
It takes them to a chop and dop, and I think a bietjie brandewyn, né?
So that was the idea from the start, to get that braaivleis smell, which is the charred fynbos, right? And I wasn't sure whether it will last. Well, I can't smell it anymore because I'm used to it now, but everybody that comes in says, smell this.
Yes.
Burnt bush.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we wanted. And you also can't smell the roses next door.
Yes, well, David Alston's it's very close, guys. It's very close.
We'll talk softer.
So we have to whisper, yes. But Marinda Berger, congratulations, making SA proud. Job well done. Your hard work and dedication is truly paying off. Guys, this is a rock star next to me here, and you can just see in this world community how incredibly respected he is in terms of the work that he does. And the vision, and we got to get inside his head when we're trying to do stuff here. And sometimes
that's not so easy.
Sometimes it's a bit challenging.
It's not so easy. Yeah.
Leon, how many flowers were used?
So, excluding all the little flowers, lilies and things, so we've got about 15,000 stems of Proteaceae. So that is Cerurias and Proteas, and then we have loads and loads of fillers like Filicas and little flowers in between. But the big ones are 50,000. So it's a lot.
It's a lot of flowers. And bulbs, and we've had a lot of questions on the beautiful bulbs on the other side. How did they get here? Did they come by aeroplane?
Yeah, okay. It's a little bit tricky because we can't fly them over. First of all, it's not flowering season in SA. Nobody grows them at this time to flower. So I have to get them from Europe. I tried in the UK, but die ponde was te duur. So I got to Germany and the Netherlands. And why I use them is because they have tunnels that's hot and they've got lighting in the tunnels. So that means they can force them to flower or stretch the flowers a little bit longer. And that works beautifully. So we get it from there. It's a bit of a gamble what we get it when it's received. Sometimes you order and it's from a catalogue sometimes. And then when you get the thing, it doesn't look great, so we rather sell it off and not use it. But for most of it, I think we've got a good range, very happy with them. And the most incredible part of it is actually opening now. At the end of the show, it's really beautiful.
They are, this morning we were standing there and having a look, and they've literally peaked at the right time. And you've got another Gaza flower open.
So that's very special. And that was unexpected. That was with the help of Mohammed, which is part of the team here from Durban. Botanical Gardens, and we got them on loan for us from a garden or
just from the Mantis, Mantis Foundation, yes.
And they brought them here. They almost didn't bring them because they thought they weren't opening, but they opened exactly when the show opened. And today there's 5 flowers open, which is
it is spectacular. The smoke. Everybody wants to know how the smoke is in the water feature.
Oh yeah,
come on, they think it's voodoo.
I wanted a little bit of sci-fi element to the garden. giving you the remnants of a smokiness after the fire. Like there's a few ambers still smoldering into the whirlwind of dried and burnt wood. I use a little tiny machine, and it does water vapor.
Yes.
Dry ice or anything like that. It's water vapor, and it just flows down the little valley towards the dry ice, and it gives you that special effect.
No, it's beautiful. And as the time has gone, you know that it seems to have found its own rhythm.
It has,
that
yes.
smoke, because now it's actually coming down.
It's like a waterfall.
Yes.
Yeah. And the warmer it gets, the more beautiful it becomes somehow.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's been very weird. Leon, how long before things start happening do you select the flowers?
Okay, so usually quite a few months before. So I start talking to the farmers about half a year before.
And how many farmers?
30. Yeah, so
Right.
it's a lot of
That's
phone
a lot.
calls. And farmers don't like to answer phones, so it's very tricky. So this year everything was planned, everything was... And then I come over with Tristan, and we start to build the structure underneath. And whilst we do that, then farmers start to harvest the flowers that Monday while we're building. 3 days to harvest, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yes.
Exactly at that time, the Cape got storms. And the farmers phoned me and said, Leon, we can't harvest for you. First of all, the wind's blowing it to pieces, and secondly, they're wet. If a protea is wet, it needs to be in a box for a week before I open it here. The protea will be miffed, will be black in color, so we can't do that. So they told me no chance, and I had to try and think. There is really no plan B with the proteas. You can't find the variety yet. So luckily, not in all the areas. Some areas said, sorry, we can't help you. But like Franschhoek Paul and a little bit Piquet Park Citrus Dog. And they tried and they did their best to dry the flowers in the sheds. And I got them, and they are just gorgeous. Best quality we've ever had.
Now, they are spectacular. We've got a lot of questions coming through here. So this is from Janine. Strange question. How are you to and from your accommodation? And have you been getting, I presume you have been in earlier to check everything before it opens to the public. Well, come on.
We walk.
Listen.
Yes.
We could walk on our hands at some point.
No taxi, no train. No. We walk. It's actually good to walk in the morning.
We get a cup of coffee.
Yeah. On the way, it's kind of tradition.
Yeah.
It's not a great cup of coffee, but we get one anyway. And then sleep. Not much. Because there's always a afterwards, right? So whether it's an event for the RHS or whether it's some of the partners are having an event in it. So we got events, it's all part of it to promote our flowers. So not a lot of sleep, but I promise I will sleep on the plane.
You got to sleep more than that, buddy.
Yeah.
Than that. I mean, it's Leon is in high demand, guys, and we get to leave here at about 8:30, but then he has an event that he has to go to after that. So not only has he been building for 2 and a bit weeks, he then has to go off to the event and then get back and then maybe do a bit of washing, answer some emails.
Yeah.
Do a bit of this.
At least the course is lacquer there.
Yeah, maybe. He does get fed sometimes.
Yeah, I do.
He does get fed. But then we up about 5 to be on site at 6.
Yeah.
So it's about 5-hour average.
Yeah, so earlier you come, so at 6 o'clock when the gate opens, we are here just to titivate, see if everything is okay. If the water drops a little bit because it's getting hot, then we fill up so that everything is spick and span. Everybody put money for the tickets to come to the show, and I want them to get the best possible result for the day.
And the show is sold out?
It's sold out. First time after COVID that the Chelsea is again sold out. So it's almost 180,000 tickets.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, and we can see that around us. Hey, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Megan asks, how can I become a volunteer next year?
Megan, okay. So volunteers, we don't have volunteer spots because our partners and sponsors for this send some of their team members over. But if there is 1 or 2, you can always email us and send your CV key. Not a CV. I don't mind if you can do flowers.
We want to know if they can use a hammer
Yeah.
Can you use a hammer
And you got the bucket.
yes,
Yeah.
and carry buckets
Yeah.
and roll up a terrible hose pipe?
Yes.
No.
But I promise you, it looks very. I look clean now and glamorous. It's hard work. We're dirty. We're tired, and sometimes a bit grumpy. But it's all fun. It's all for a good cause, and we all enjoy it at the end of the day. But yes, it's a job.
I think you failed. And you with the charcoal. The one pic that Leon sent me, and I think we've got it on some images that we'll show you just now. It's literally just eyes and teeth.
The wet wipe didn't work.
No. Now this fancy judge comes along to give Leon the award, and he is just dirt, and I take a wet wipe and I'm trying to rub it off on him, and the wet wipe is disintegrating.
Yeah, but that's not the worst part. It's there. It's so everywhere.
You look like a nutty professor. It was good. It was good. We've got another question from Robin. In one of your preparation videos, you had changed the burnt landscape layout. What was the reason for the change? Good question, Robin.
So I had a different designer. You were listening. I had a different design in the beginning, which is still in the back of my head. But when we had all the fires in the Cape, I decided to change the narrative of the story because it's so much more applicable to what we experience, especially in the Fynbos region. It's not only to the Fynbos, right? Fires are very important in the Drakensberg, even Gauteng. You have to burn back the grasses, all those bolletjies and orchids and things to have some sunlight. Otherwise, they're going to wither away after a few years because they wait for the sunlight. It's not like they disappear; they just sit there. And you have to have the nutrients also go back. So what the problem is at the moment is there's sometimes, especially on the verge of the towns, too many fires.
Correct. And then they're not coping.
And then the proteas can't make seed because they don't reach maturity. And then they start to die back and you don't see them coming back afterwards. And if it takes too long for a fire, if some people prevent it too much, then the bulbs underneath start to wither away because the energy depletes. So it's a delicate balance. And we live in that fire paradise, right? They've coexisted for hundreds of thousands of years. And we need to respect that to preserve our biodiversity. And that's why everybody wants to come to the Cape.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got so many people who said, we've got to come visit,
Yeah.
Tell us the story about how and the hours upon when the seed of the protea emerges after the burn.
Okay, so
that's a superb story.
So when the fire goes through, it's a hot fire, but the Cape is Cape of Storms, right? So fires go fast. There's always a wind behind it, and that fire is hot, but it goes quickly. That means it doesn't burn everything. It cools down quickly. So that means that capsule is still intact, and then only after the fire has passed, when it's smoky and smoldery, that's the protea. That only is when they burst open. So that means nothing is hurt there. It's already cool down there. So the wind that's now everywhere with the fire blows it to the ground. It's ashy, it's not hot, and exactly they have their medium to grow. And that's why when you see all these stars in the skeletons, they're beautifully colored because they're still not burned.
It's so remarkable, the beauty within those itself. People were asking us if those made.
No.
That was very funny. My one question. Who made them? I said God.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We've got another question coming through from Vima. Vima, are costs of flowers... Oh, here's an interesting one. Are costs of all sponsored? Sure.
Yeah. So, for the material of it, and this year is a little bit different. We had our budget in mind, and with the petrol prices and diesel prices and flight prices that went through the roof, it was very tight, I must be honest. But our sponsors, our partners here, which I call them, do cover all the costs for that. So that's yeah.
So the short of it that is we pay for the flowers. The flowers are bought from the farmers. Like Leon was a normal customer.
Yeah.
The flowers
we
are bought.
Pay for everything.
They pay for everything. The flowers are not sponsored. It's part of the circle, you know. People say, well, should they be sponsored? And at the end of the day, yes, we are promoting part of our job. Also, the needs of the farmers. The farmers are critical to everything, and we know it's been for the farmers, especially especially with the fire.
To farmer all the way from Citrusdal, Glen William to drive to the airport with 5 boxes of proteas for free. That's also not right. So I want everybody to have their due. It's a team effort. It's not one side.
And we've had a few of the farmers actually visiting.
Yeah, that's special.
And then they're like,
looking for the flowers.
They're looking. Yes, you got 2 boxes of these from me.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was like the one. That was like I was howling with them. So you know how it goes. Yeah, it's very, very special. Benita, we've got a question. How did you keep? Here we go. How do you keep the flowers fresh for so long?
So, like I said, we harvest those 3 days, and then immediately when they cut the flowers, they go straight into a cold room, and they are set to about 3 degrees, between 2 and 4 degrees, and they have to stay in that temperature, and they're picked when the flowers just cracking. Closed, because I don't have permits for closed flowers. It's a different permit. And they don't have it at Heathrow. So it has to crack open and then keep at that temperature, keeping dry though, all the way to here. Then they last a long time. But when we open this, they don't look great. You won't buy them at the florist.
The one shame, they look like they had slept
too long.
Yeah, I mean, they squash. They are squashed.
Exactly.
But as soon as they are cut and put in those buckets,
they suck up a whole bucket of water overnight. Especially the big ones.
It's a transformation that happens.
Also timing. So now we have the flowers. It arrives here on Monday afternoon, and then those flowers need to be opened Friday afternoon because the judges start to arrive then.
So, Leon, after the show, we sell off some flowers. Basically, the skeleton is left here, and then we start breaking down. And we do a lot of the like the buckets that we've got in there. A lot of the wood all goes to a recycling project, which is really important.
All our tools, things that we can't use or take back or cannot store because that costs money, we give to charities, especially flower schools or schools, even old age homes where they do flower arranging and all of those kind of things. This year of our skeleton, these beautiful protea skeletons are going to the Eden Project for their garden. Yeah, that's very exciting. So there's going to be some of the plants, which is really special. Hey? Yeah, so they'll be there for a long, long time. Asking, what are you going to do with all the charcoal? Ons gaan 'n lekker braai maak. Yeah, buite die tent. Listen, whoever's garden it gets to, or wherever up, is going to have a lot of carbon. A really good carbon charcoal has already been spoken of. Old age home where they have fireplaces in the old age home for winter. So all of that will be used and burned through winter. So there's lots of dibs on a lot of things in the garden, and that is really all, and it is one of the most important things. In fact, they judge you on this. Yeah. It's part of the judging criteria that they want to know where everything is going to. And I think that's important. It is. Can't all just get tracked. But windbreakers, we also have to look. We're selling all the flowers. This is a little bit chaotic. Everybody wants flowers, and this stand, I think of all the stands, has the longest queue. And as friendly as everybody is here today, what's the word? There ain't no point in selling the flowers. No. I'm put as a security guard and as a bouncer. Literally, when people start jumping the queues, they start jumping the queues and they start grabbing flowers and shoving money in your face. And I'm like, get in the line. Get in the line. I'm on top of the mountain. I try to avoid that. Yes, I'm the bouncer. Leon, tell us about the pressure. And, you see in the build-up comments, you're going to get gold. Oh, yes, gold for the SA, gold for SA. I appreciate that, though, but that's not a given at all. It's not, and I want to talk about the pressure. Yeah, I think that's the hardest part, but it's an important part, though, because I feel if you don't feel pressure and you don't rest and you lose a bit of sleep over it, then you don't care enough. And for us as a team, uh, especially me, I feel the pressure because it's not an outlook on me, it's an outlook on our country. It's a leader in us as a country, people around the team, our flowers, how we work together, the landscape, and for you guys back at home. We want to make you as proud as we can, and I don't want to disappoint at any moment. So that's a heavy bit of kilograms on the shoulders.
And you know, in terms of the judging and that, there's literally 1 point, a mark, a loss of 1 point is a goal.
Yes.
Gone.
So the marks go. 99 is still a gold, but 98 is a gilt. So you have 1 point to play with, and it could be one flower, it could be one bucket that you missed. It could be really anything for that matter. And so you have to be so strategic, you have to be strict, because you cannot drop the ball at 98% because you won't go over the edge. So you have to be really diligent and strict and focused in that moment to finish it in time clock that goes. Once that clock is finished, it's over. Then you have to drop tools, really.
Yeah.
And everything has to be perfect.
And they literally just chased us out here because the judges just popped up.
Yeah.
And it was quite scary.
Yeah.
You were still doing the last activating.
I was doing last activating.
With the spray bottle. The next thing, please leave the stand. The judges are here.
Yeah,
and I was
they're
like,
Men in suits.
Yeah, and then you run. And there's not like two of them. There's like
There's
six
lots.
of them.
Yeah.
And then you know,
there are 6 teams of judges in the Grand Marquis alone. About 10 in a judging panel, so there's a lot of judges. So the first round of judging is just individuals. Second round is the group together to decide. And the third round of judging is where they all together, all the judges, which is a whole hall full of them, then decide who is best on show, who gets whatever prizes there are.
We've got another question that's come through. Is there any chance that the display could be recreated in Johannesburg at some stage? We know it's going to Stanford.
It's going to Stanford. I would love to bring it in Johannesburg. If somebody can give me a beautiful venue similar to Stanford, we would love to bring it to Johannesburg. I think we would. It's expensive to go to the Cape. I think there's not enough accommodation in Stanford.
No, that is one thing. There isn't.
So, but I would love to bring it to Gauteng. So, yes.
We're going to have to work on that.
Send me an email.
Yeah, we're going to have to work on getting it there.
Yeah.
Leon, next question. You're going to go home soon after this, Sunday night. You fly home. And then what's on your plate?
So next week, end of next week, we leave again for Singapore. And in Singapore, we do a landscape design. This is kind of the winners of all the Singapore shows throughout its lifetime, all together. It's not so much a competition though, it's a celebration of the big birthday of the Singapore Flower Festival, which is very special. It's no fynbos, it's not South African plants, it's about design, and I'm going to use tropical plants. It's going to be the opposite of here.
But you're going from fynbos to tropics.
Fynbos to tropics. Ferns and palms and you name it.
Well, guys, we're getting to the end of our session. I just want to thank Leon, and I know that you guys back home have just been incredible, and we've just heard from Via, and we've read on the news all that, the love and support. We're kind of like, we wish you could come here and just give us a drukkie.
Yes. But a lot of South Africans did, right?
They visited and
visited. Do it for druk. Yeah.
and it's been beautiful. It's been absolutely beautiful. And Leon, we are so exceptionally proud of you. You're a great ambassador for who we are.
Thank you, Tanya, for all your help. Yes, sorting out all the logistics around me, and then keep the spirits high. I appreciate it.
No, God bless you all, and thank you. And that's can I actually say it? Live from the 2026 RHS Chelsea Flower Show. God bless you all, and happy gardening.